Cason, you guys have talked about that 48-minute mentality. You've shown it all year. What are some keys against a really good opponent of just being able to kind of sustain that stamina on both ends of the floor for longer stretches?
Just keeping our composure, knowing that they're going to go on runs and make tough shots, just sticking to who we are and, like you said, doing it the whole 48.
Offensively, you guys are getting opportunities to attack switches. What are some keys in those moments when you might have mismatches and might have kind of some decisions to make on the fly?
Just attack it, don't wait around, let the help get there, just attack it and, and live with the outcomes.
Cason, you guys held them to just 105 points, and Coach was mentioning that you guys are really strong in the half court in your shell. Just what did you feel like you guys improved in that area in Game 3 there?
I feel like we showed a better crowd. They still made tough shots. They outscored us still. So there's still more that we could do. We could play better.
A lot of rookies struggle with the pressure of going from regular season to postseason. You don't seem to have had that same issue. Can you address that?
Just coming out every game, playing the best ball I can play. Not letting the outside noise get to me, just going out there being who I am.
I know basketball is obviously the priority, but have you let yourself kind of enjoy the fact that you're playing a playoff series here in Dallas where you're from?
For sure. I got back to the house, yesterday. That was fun, just seeing my people and, having fun.
Is there like a split of interest between those guys? Because I'm assuming some are like Mavs fans and, you're obviously playing for Thunder and the crowd's that way.
Not at all. It's all about Thunder winning. In my head and my circle, that's all we're talking about. Thunder coming out with the win this series.
Is there anything specifically that you would attribute kind of that calmness to, in the postseason as a rookie?
Just knowing that you win some and you lose some, and you don't ever want to get too high or too low. So just knowing that we got another chance to go at it tomorrow, and we're always expecting to win.
Seems like this bunch is optimistic, coming off a couple of tough losses, but still optimistic because their changes may be the difference, huh?
Yeah, as long as we come out and compete together and do it for a whole 48, I feel like we'll get the results we want.
The offensive rebounding was something that Dallas dominated in the last game and stuff. So how important is that something to fix for the next game, and what kind of adjustments can you make so quickly with the game coming up tomorrow?
Well, that's why you have habits. It's not like we're cramming for the test. We obviously have done a good job at different times on the glass. Obviously, game 1 we did a really good job, I thought. Yesterday, not as good. Mishmash of things. There's some plays that's the bounce of the ball. There's others where we got to hit and we got to go get the ball. So stuff we've talked about all year. Good news is, anything we have to correct or adjust are habits that we've built and things we've focused on, and now we got to go do it.
One of those habits is just kind of that mental stamina, the 48-minute mentality that you guys have tapped into. When you have so many great stretches like you had yesterday, what are some keys to being able to sustain those for longer periods of time, or not allow those to be kind of thwarted for extended periods?
Yeah, possession by possession. That's how you build any sort of lead. That's how you win a game. You just stack them up, So we did have a lot of good stretches of the game yesterday. We had a lot of good possessions of the game. We had some great attacks. We had some great defense, but obviously not quite enough to come out with a win. So when you lose a game like that, it feels like you're a million miles away. In reality, we're a couple plays away from a win yesterday, so we just need to continue to get better and then go trust that in the game tomorrow.
Mark, they got off to a great start and were just pounding it inside, and that didn't happen later in the game. Was that an adjustment or effort thing, or what do you think?
Yeah, I thought, they tried to set a physical tone in the game in games 2 and 3. And we got that under control yesterday. I didn't think that's really what lost us the game. I just thought, execution on both ends, a lot of offensive execution that could have been a little bit better. But, it's never going to be a perfect game. I know the stakes are high. Everybody wants to win. We want to win. But you also aren't going to be perfect. You got to be able to play through the imperfections of the game. You just got to be a little bit better, and that's our challenge as we go into tomorrow.
You had mentioned stretches of really good defense last night. Did you sense any improvement from Game 2 and Game 3 on that defensive end that you would want to carry over into Game 4?
Yeah, I thought, especially in the half court yesterday, I thought they got loose a little bit in transition on a couple plays. The rebounding, as was mentioned, that's the stuff that they scored on yesterday. But I thought our half-court defense was actually pretty good. We forced them into difficult shots. I thought the execution of the game plan was pretty good. To hold Irving and Doncic down from a scoring standpoint the way we did was positive. So, like I said, a lot of positives. You don't play a close game on the road without a lot of positives. We just need a few more positives in order to come away with a win.
Mark, you had SGA in longer, and he didn't produce as much in the fourth quarter. I wonder, was it just the stamina issue, and do you make any adjustments with that?
I don't think so. I think he's in great. He's a world-class athlete. He's in great shape, and we all season we managed the whole team to be able to play long minutes if necessary at this time of year, and so. We're not like saving anything for tomorrow. We're trying to go out there and win every game. That's the time of year we're in, and so he can rise to that.
Draft lotteries later today, and there's like an 86% chance of you guys landing both picks. Like, how valuable is that to add another lottery talent to this group of guys?
It's not in hand right now, so it's in the odds hands right now. So I'm not going to comment on it unless it's our pick.
Games 2 and 3, you've been playing catch up, playing from behind quite a bit. What have been some of the challenges of that?
Well, obviously we'd like to start every game well, but in both games we've started from behind and taken leads. It took us a little longer in game 2, in the second half there, but in the middle of the third quarter of both games we had the lead in the game, and so every game's different. They're trying to get off to as good of a start as we are. They're trying to win the game just like we are. So you just got to play the game as it unfolds. Obviously we'd like to get off to the best start we can.
I know Chet yesterday had a healthy dose of attention early on to start the game to get him going a little bit. Is it maybe just as simple as something dropping early for him to really get an offensive game going for you guys?
I don't know about that. He's a pretty confident player. He's shown throughout the course of the season that he can, endure a tough shooting stretch or something, or, not finding shots in a stretch of the game and then rise and make some plays. So we have immense confidence in him. I just think generally offensively, we have to be a little bit better, all the way around, and everybody will benefit from that, including Chet.